Tonight on UCentral News, President Donald Trump is set to deliver his State of the Union address tonight. Find out more next. The wind has ramped up quite a bit today. Have those fire watch warnings returned? Phoebe Hilliard will let you know. As a way to celebrate Black History Month, we get an exclusive look at Black excellence in Oklahoma. And Bronco basketball took on Washburn Thursday. UCentral reporter Sam Fraley has a full report on the game. All that and more happening right now on UCentral News.
Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Good evening, I'm Abby Avers.
And I'm Zach Sexton. Welcome to this edition of UCentral News.
On the heels of a Supreme Court decision that struck down a key piece of his economic agenda and foreign policy, President Donald Trump delivers his State of the Union address to Congress and the American people tonight. Karen Caifa is on Capitol Hill with a preview.
President Trump's State of the Union address arriving at a tumultuous political time and in the wake of a major setback for his agenda. The president says he has much to say.
It's going to be a long speech because we have so much to talk about.
On Friday, the conservative majority Supreme Court struck down Trump's emergency tariffs, a centerpiece of his economic agenda. Trump lashed back by using a different authority to announce a new global tariff, now at 15%. Congressional Democrats say he's out of touch with American voters feeling squeezed in the current economy.
Affordability continues to be the top issue that they're worried about. And it's not just the American families, the small businesses that have been hurt. This is something where the American people see crystal clear the damage that Trump has done to them.
And Capitol Hill Republicans have a lot at stake as the president outlines his priorities for the year ahead. Midterm elections loom in November, and the president's approval rating across most polls sits underwater.
If he can't improve from where he is now, then there are people who are going to wake up on Election Day who we never saw coming, who are going to lose.
Trump's first year back in office has also been marked by sweeping cuts to the federal workforce, massive immigration and crime crackdowns that saw the National Guard deployed in some major cities, and strained relationships among traditional global alliances.
Governor Kevin Stitt has signed an executive order to help temporarily lighten regulations on transportation rules to help ranchers during the current Oklahoma wildfires. The order removes regulatory requirements for commercial vehicles delivering livestock and feed across the state. It eliminates the international registration plan for compliance for qualifying trucks and suspends size and weight limits for loads. This is following Governor Kevin Stitt declaring a state of emergency in Oklahoma on February 18th. Well, Broncos, it's a beautiful day on UCO's campus. Phoebe Hilliard has our first look at weather.
Hello, Broncos. It's your girl, Phoebe Hilliard, here with your UCentral current condition. Outside, it is a lot better than it was last week. Even though the winds are still here to stay, it is a little bit of an overcast, but it's not completely hiding the sun. With it being 62 degrees outside, winds coming in from the south-southwest at 13 miles per hour. So once again, if you're wearing a hat, just keep it on until tomorrow. And humidity is at 23%, and it feels like 58 in the shade. So if you do find yourself getting cold, just maybe go outside and get some UV rays going. Looking ahead, it's going to be a way warmer week than it was last week, and that is bringing the allergies because y'all get the Benadryl because we're going to move on to this later, but the allergies are very high and it's just going to keep going up throughout the week. And we are still under red flag warning. So if you are planning on going outside, stay away from dry or high grass and definitely stay away from fields. Just go ahead and go home because the winds are lowering, but they're still going to be high until probably around Thursday. And fun fact of the day, it is Happy Car Trading Day. So if you like sports and if you have friends, go ahead and trade with them. This and more later. For your weather forecast, back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Phoebe. Well, you might want to put your phones on silent for this one. Oklahoma ranks 4th in spam calls and messages per state. In just 1 month, Oklahomans were targeted by more than 35 million scam calls or texts. That's according to Truecaller, a spam blocking caller ID app. Truecaller found on average people across the country get around 8 spam calls per month. But when you add it all up, that's around 2.7 billion calls every month across the country, wasting 186 million hours over the course of a year. To minimize the amount of spam calls or texts a day, you can add yourself to the National Do Not Call Registry for free by going to donotcall.gov.
UCO is trying to add a film major to the Mass Communication Department. I interviewed Dr. Megan Cox, the Assistant Chair of Mass Communication today, and this is what she had to say.
We are finding that the film industry in Oklahoma is on a very important moment. It has the ability to become, the state has the ability to become a hot spot for film, but it's competing with a lot of other states. And one of the things that we found didn't exist is a bachelor's in film production at a public university. So the first thing we have to do, of course, is get it approved by the regents. So until we have a program, we can't really ask for money. But once we get to that point where this is going to be an established program, we'll be looking to fund it beyond what the tuition brings in by having grants that support technology and arts in the classroom. Yeah, we have some pretty amazing programs already in the Department of Mass Communication and in the theater program for people who want to be in the film industry. However, we don't have a film production major, and we are missing out on students who really want to come to school just for film. But over time, we will hopefully be able to add things like a soundstage is hopefully in the future, or at least more production equipment that will support higher level films. But right off the bat, we are just hoping to get some students in the door and then build the program from there.
Dr. Megan Cox also touched on how the film major will lead to a lot of networking with the professional media majors.
The Autism Foundation of Oklahoma has received a $25,000 investment from the Gaylord Family Foundation to expand services in Oklahoma County. The funding will establish a stronger local presence for the organization and deepen partnerships with schools, healthcare providers, and social service agencies. It will also support additional staffing and community events. With the investment, the Autism Foundation of Oklahoma aims to increase the number of individuals and families it serves in Oklahoma County by 25% over the next year. Well, coming up, with these strong winds returning, I'm hoping those fire warnings go away soon.
Up next, Phoebe Hillard will have a full look at weather.
It's time to explore, to come out and play. Our city is waiting, so what do you say? Whether daytime or nighttime, the right time is now. Finding those moments to make you go wow. Amazing new places to fit every mood. Shopping and dining. Did we mention the food? There are green parks and ballparks and water parks too. Museums, attractions, and also a zoo. The modern frontier is the friendliest place. Now is the time for your dreams to be chased.
It's the Roadway Replay.
Time for the lightning round, Brian. Let's rewind your drive to work. How far did your car travel while you checked your phone? 20 feet, 100 feet, the length of a football field?
100 feet.
Oh, sorry, Brian. In just 3 seconds on the highway, your car traveled the length of a football field.
Distracted driving? It's no game.
Hello Broncos, welcome back to your full weather forecast. Outside it is a little bit cloudy and it is 62 degrees with winds coming in at 13 miles per hour from the south-southeast. Humidity is up to 24% and it feels like 58 when you're in the shade. Looking at this algae index, if you're outside and you didn't take Benadryl, just go ahead and go back inside for us because it's not for you today. Weed and trees are definitely up as high as they can go, and grass and mold are kind of getting there because the humidity is starting to get higher as well. Current weather conditions throughout the state, Guymon and the north, pretty sporadic. Guyman at 75, and then Miami is at 59. And then when you get into central Oklahoma, it is a good mid-60s. And then when you get lower into places like Ardmore, it's closer to the 70s. But then when you move to McAllister, it's 62. So pretty mild throughout the state, but just be careful where you are because the winds are high and we are still under fire warning. So be careful. Tonight, it is going to be a very clear night, but you might want to wear a jacket because it is going to be 43 degrees and low winds out of the south at 7 miles per hour, and humidity is going to be up 41%. So go ahead and take that Benadryl tonight so you can be some kind of okay tomorrow. Tonight throughout the state, it's going to be a pretty chilly night, but as you go lower into the south, they're going to be closer to the 50s. And when you get up to the north, it is going to be a little bit colder in the high 30s. Looking at your forecast tomorrow, in the morning, it's going to be pretty warm at 67 degrees with a little bit of an overcast, but nothing too bad. So you might be able to keep the jacket in the back seat and have your arms out for the day because at noon, it's going to be 76 degrees and sunny. So it's going to be a really pretty day. So if you want to eat lunch outside or maybe even go for a walk to decompress from classes because midterms are coming up, you have full will to do that. And then moving into the night, it is still going to be clear, but the weather is going to drop down to 55 degrees. Throughout the state tomorrow, in the south, they're getting up to 80, which is, God bless them, because Guyman is trying to follow their lead at 78. But looking in the north is going to be in the lower 70s, so it's going to be pretty mild throughout the state until you get to that panhandle and the south. Looking at a full weather forecast, Wednesday is going to be 76 degrees, and then when you move out through the week, it is going to be kind of sporadic. 73 is a really trending number right now, and the high 60s. But we're looking at that Saturday. Saturday is going to be a really nice day. Maybe not for swimming, but definitely to go outside, maybe go shopping, and not have too much problem with the wind. So, me personally, I'm kind of scared about this wind and this fire. What do you guys think at the desk?
Phoebe, I have been sneezing for days. I'm just glad that the air quality in the communications building is good because I have been going through it with all the air.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't had any allergy issues, thankfully, but the wind is definitely causing issues with my hair. Thank you so much, Phoebe. Coming up next, how does the first black mayor of Edmond want to be remembered?
And who was the first African American to be elected into the Oklahoma Senate? Phoebe Hillard will have more after the break.
Rugged, rough, built for the road ahead. Sometimes I feel like a shell of a man.
Commercials are fake. What you're feeling isn't. Call or text 988, Oklahoma's mental health lifeline.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move forward, daily living the Bronco way, being reflective of our neighborhood, community, history, and Oklahoma. This is what has made us who we are. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the third largest university in Oklahoma. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Hi, everybody. I'm Phoebe Hilliard, here today to pay a tribute to African Americans in Oklahoma who have made a big difference. Darrell Davis has become the first African American to serve on the Edmond City Council and the first African American mayor, making him a milestone in the city's history. Growing up in Cincinnati, Ohio, Davis witnessed the realities of race in America. Davis never intended to enter politics, but after attending his daughter's parent-teacher conferences, he realized that education in Edmond needed more support. That engagement expanded into civil leadership as he began serving on the city committees, eventually spending 15 years on the Park and Recreation Board before being elected to the Edmond City Council in 2011. Davis ran for mayor of Edmond in 2020 and won. During his time in office, one of his proudest accomplishments is helping remove the restrictive racial language from 19 property flats across Edmond. After serving 2 mayoral terms, Davis retired from municipal court in 2025, following retirement from federal services in 2021, and he began teaching in 2023. In an interview, Davis shares how he wants to be remembered.
People can remember me as Daryl Davis, the kid who moved here from Cincinnati, Ohio, who was a father, grandfather, father of 3 kids and 3 grandchildren. I didn't set out to, in all the things that have happened, I didn't say, oh, this was my agenda. I want Edmond, I want our society to be a better place. I mean, we're all the same.
E. Melvin Porter was the first African American to be elected into the Oklahoma State Senate. Brooklyn Porter, E. Melvin's granddaughter, has more.
I'm thoroughly convinced we've got the type of national leadership that the rich get richer and the poor get poor. And we'll either have to reject that type of leadership or we're going to see one hell of a revolution in this country that perhaps we've never seen before.
Hello, my name is Joel A. Porter. I am the son of the late State Senator E. Melvin Porter. He was the first African American to ever be elected in the Oklahoma State Senate, and he served for a total of 22 years. While he was in office, Senator Porter introduced and passed laws that were significant for the state of Oklahoma, such as the Oklahoma Anti-Discrimination Act.
My name is Susan Nicole Porter, and I am the youngest of the Porter children. Black history was not a requirement for you to learn Black history in Oklahoma schools, but he introduced legislation and had that legislation passed. There's so many different things that he changed that people just don't even know, from saving Langston University when they wanted to turn it into a prison, but not on his watch. And he had students from Langston at the Capitol laying down and protesting.
One of the first African-American graduates of Vanderbilt Law School and as former president of Oklahoma City's branch of NAACP, E. Melvin Porter stood at the front of the fight for equality. He worked alongside leaders like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and supported the Katz drugstore sit-ins alongside Clara Luper. He even went to jail while fighting for the rights of his community. Today, the E. Melvin Porter overpass bears his name, a lasting reminder of the bridges he built and the barriers he broke.
Edmond is home to a range of Black-owned businesses, including restaurants, barbershops, and clothing stores. Here are some of them. Jola's Kitchen offers a selection of authentic African cuisines, dishes such as fried vegetable spring rolls, fried samosas, local jollof, a tilapia platter, ayamase with white rice and beans, shout out to Nigeria, and various other main dishes. Euphoric Pulse is a boutique that sells a combination of items such as clothing, shoes, accessories, bath and body products, massage oils, creams, and tumblers. And lastly, we have Randall's Barbershop, which offers a variety of services for men, women, children, seniors, with prices ranging from $15 to $45. So, I personally love jollof rice. Shout out to Nigeria. What are you guys excited to see?
Well, I actually haven't tried anything in the African cuisine at all, so I'm looking forward to trying anything, really.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to trying Jola's Kitchen. I really love spring rolls, and I'm definitely going to have to try them. But
Absolutely.
Thank you, Phoebe.
Of course.
How did UCO basketball do against Washburn this past weekend?
And what was the outcome of the Thunder game on Sunday? Emily Creekmore will have more next.
Sometimes it makes everything funny. Sometimes it's nothing to laugh about. Weed. It's funny like that. And unlike alcohol, with marijuana, there's no legal limit. So even if you don't feel high, you could get a DUI. No matter how much weed you've had, don't get behind the wheel, because driving impaired is illegal, and that's no joke.
Hooves up, roll Chos. Today's a great day to cheer on the Broncos.
Welcome back to the Pain Train.
Okay, Sean, here's your final question. A train hitting your car is the same as your car hitting a boulder, a brick wall, or a soda pop can.
A brick wall?
At a whopping 20 million pounds, a train will crush your car like a pop can.
Beating a train? It's a game you can't win.
Good afternoon, Broncos. I'm Emily Creekmore, and I've got your Tuesday sports update. The number 17 ranked UCO softball team continues to dominate, going 2-0 in the Washburn Invitational this past weekend. Central began the tournament with a 4-2 victory over Minnesota State on Saturday. UCO took the 3-0 lead in the third and kept the lead for the remainder of the game despite back-to-back runs for the Mavericks in the 5th and 6th innings. UCO then played Rockhurst on Sunday, taking the 12-zip run rule in the 5th. The Broncos had their games with Wayne State on Friday morning and Montana State Billings on Sunday morning, canceled due to cold weather. Central is now 13-4 on their season and will be back in action this weekend when they head back to Kansas to compete in the 3-day Midwest College Classic. UCO versed the number 3 ranked Washburn, and Sam Fraley has a full report of the game from Hamilton.
Hey there, Broncos. Sam Fraley here reporting at Hamilton Fieldhouse, where the UCO men's basketball team is set to take on the number 3 ranked Washburn Ichabods. Should be a very exciting game. And the Ichabods came out in this one guns a-blazing, taking a big lead early on, meaning the Broncos would be fighting from behind during this game, and Washburn did not let off the gas. Washburn came into this game ranked 3rd in Division II, with their only loss being to Central Missouri. The Broncos didn't give up, though, fighting for every opportunity they could find, but the Ichabods just kept piling and piling up points, outscoring the Broncos 51-30 in the first half and 31-28 in the second. UCO's Matthew Willenberg had a fantastic game, finishing with 17 points, 14 rebounds, and 9 blocks, just 1 block shy of a triple-double. The Ichabods did end up taking this game at Hamilton Fieldhouse 82-58.
Thank you, Sam. UCO will hit the road this weekend for their final 2 games of the regular season, traveling to Arkansas Fort Smith on Thursday and Northeastern State on Saturday. The Broncos have secured a spot in the MIAA Basketball Championships, which will be March 4th through 8th in Kansas City, Missouri. The UCL baseball team went 2-1 in its home series against number 17 Drury this past weekend. Central started the weekend out strong, winning back-to-back on Friday 5-4 and Saturday 4-0, handing Drury its first 2 losses of the season. Drury came out firing on Sunday, racking up 23 hits against UCO and getting the 12-7 victory to finish out the series. UCO is currently hosting Southeastern Oklahoma State. First pitch began at 4 p.m. UCO will hit the road this weekend to face Missouri Western in another 3-game series. And the Oklahoma City Thunder are back in action, going 2-0 since the All-Star break, while SGA and J-Dub remain sidelined with injuries. The Thunder hosted James Harden and the Cleveland Cavaliers on Sunday afternoon, beating them 121-113 and breaking their 7-game winning streak. Isaiah Joe continues to show the league that he's a dominant sharpshooter, putting up 22 points on 6 of 11 beyond the arc. Cason Wallace also added to the fire, achieving his first career double-double with 20 points and 10 assists, including 4 of 8 shooting from the 3. OKC hits the road as they head to Toronto to face the Raptors tonight before traveling to Detroit to take on the Pistons on the second end of their back-to-back Wednesday evening. Well, Zach, Abby, are we going to catch the game tonight?
Of course I'm going to watch the game, but I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I'm going to be paying more attention to the score or Jared McCann.
I'm also going to catch the game. It's going to be a tough one without SGA and Jada, but I think they can catch up. help catch the wind. Thank you, Emily. After the break, see how an act of kindness can make a change for puppies.
And Phoebe will have our last look at weather.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move to meet our students where they are and get them where they want to go. Over time, thousands of students have made the move to UCO. They come to pursue their passions and find their calling, to improve their lives, families, and communities. UCO moves and motivates students in and out of the classroom. Here, potential takes flight. Our students' curiosity ignites a spark that fuels transformation. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the university that hasn't stopped moving since 1890. In fact, we are gaining momentum. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
In Atlanta, Georgia, an act of kindness led to a nonprofit for puppies. CNN's Emily McLeod has more.
Usually their worst day is also their best day because they get to join the rescue and it's all over from there. It's happiness forever.
Chance encounters can sometimes turn into life-changing moments. 3 weeks after Bosley was born, he was found abandoned at Grant Park. He was in a trash can. He ended up at Fulton County Animal Services just before Jennifer Siegel walked in.
I just happened to be in the right place, wrong time, wrong place, right time. I'm not really sure, but it was also timing for me. Like everything aligned, and I started this rescue because once I realized that I could save a life, I was like, I think I'm addicted.
It was that moment, that right place at the right time, that led Siegel to create Bosley's Place. The rescue provides puppies with comprehensive medical care, round-the-clock care, and bottle feeding.
It is very unusual for a rescue to do as much in-house vetting as we do. But the truth is it's necessary. When, to vet a single puppy could, from birth till adopted, and that includes surgery, it could be $1,000. I can cover the majority of those costs here in-house. Which helps a great deal.
Siegel and her team of trained volunteers will also foster the puppies themselves, like Mateo. She says Mateo came in just skin and bones. He had a parasite that made him appear as though he was blind and deaf. Now, Mateo's thriving.
By 1 week, he started to look like a different dog. His hip bones were starting to disappear. His tail looked very like a skeleton, and it started to get some cushioning. His hair started to grow back. And he just started to be interested in all the puppy things again.
The puppies are ready for adoption at 8 weeks.
Let's see, can we do it? Put that little head through.
Prospective adopters go through an in-depth screening process. The Isaacs family is adopting their second puppy from Bosley's Place and are here to introduce their first pup, Timber, to the newest addition.
We love their mission. We track their dogs pretty much year-round at this point. And we just decided that it was time to add to the family again.
Tejal Shaw and her family are also adopting their second puppy from Bosley's Place. They stopped by to introduce Bruno to his new partner in crime.
And he seems to love him. It's so cute. Bruno needs a friend, so we're so excited.
And of course, we had to get in on the puppy love too.
Like I said, once you save a life, it's really hard to stop doing it.
What started as saving one life has turned into saving thousands.
Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have. But before we go, we just want to let you know that red flag warning is still happening, so make sure you're weather aware, Oklahoma. I'm Abby Avers.
And I'm Zach Sexton. Have a good night, Broncos. That was good.